Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0 and fans with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do another installment of Gotham Talk. That's right, fans. Today is episode 3 we'll be discussing, otherwise known as the dreaded Balloon Man. Yes, fans. That's right, we get this crazy. He acts as a vigilante. He's like an early version of Batman because he sees all the corrupt things in Gotham City. So he takes the handcuffs and he winds up tying them to people, and he sends uh, people up in space to these with these weather balloons, and they go higher and higher and higher until eventually these balloons pop and these people pummel to the ground and they splat all over the place. And it's pretty funny because in this actual episode you get to see one of those people fall to the ground, which was like, oh, and you get to hear the splat all over the place. And then in this episode you try to figure out, Jim Gordon and Bullock, they wind up working together, obviously, to try to find out, who is the man behind the mask. So, because at first you see him in this pig mask, and I was thinking right away, I was like thinking Professor Pig, just because he was wearing a pig mask. But I thought that was pretty funny. By the time you get to the end of this episode, you really find out that this guy, what we think of is really a nobody. Is this the last time we see of the Balloon Man? I'm not sure, but at the same time, we get to see a young Bruce Wayne watching this man, this Balloon Man, and he goes, Gotham is corrupt. He's like, there'll be others like me that want to do the same thing that I'm doing, and this is what Bruce Wayne sees on the TV, and this is him going, yeah, well, maybe that's me. Maybe I'm going to be the next one to do this when I get older. So it kind of hints towards a Batman thing in the future. Yeah, so that was the main part of the story, this Balloon Man guy. I thought the interactions between, again, Bullock and Jim Gordon are evolving each and every week. You get to see Bullock go out through the town and he tries to actually get information from people, whether it's flirting with the prostitutes on the actual street corners, which I thought was hysterical. And then I thought what was really good too is that when he's not getting the information, he's beating somebody up, and I thought that was really good too. And then once again, there's another food scene in here when Jim comes running up behind him, and Bullock has a sandwich in his hand, and he's like, "Dude, what'd you find?" And he's like, "No, I'm just hungry." So I love Bullock's character. I think he's really good, and Jim Gordon seems to evolve each and every week as well. And you can see these two working together better. And at the end of this particular episode, towards the end, where you get to see the final action sequence in here, you get to see Jim Gordon attached. He's hanging on to the Balloon Man as one of his own balloons got attached to him. And, typical Jim Gordon, he didn't want him to die, so he's holding on, and he tells Bullock to shoot the balloon. And, those guys really, at times, they don't agree with each other, but they work well together, and it's awesome to see that in this series. Good thing is like, we didn't need all these extra characters. We saw a little bit of Selina in this episode, and then, yes, you see the continuing evolution of the Penguin in here, which is obviously seems the theme of this first season. One thing is that you get to see Don Maroney in this episode. He's the rival to Don Falcone, if you guys haven't known that, and he arrives on the scene, and he comes across Oswald Cobblepot, and he gives him some money because the Penguin wound up getting this job as a busboy, and he overheard things that he said, and he kind of pays off the Penguin, and he says, you didn't hear anything, right? And he's like, yeah, no, I didn't hear nothing. And it looks like Oswald has come back to Gotham. He had pennies. He killed a guy. He got some dollars. He stole from him. Got a sandwich. Wound up getting a job. He killed the dishwasher. So he's making his way up. So he starts off as this dishwasher. And now he's becoming buddies with Don Maroney in here. So you can see that he's trying to climb up the ladder, which I thought was pretty neat. You wind up seeing that Barbara Keene and Detective Renee, obviously were an item in this show, and we get to see the two of them come face to face as, excuse me, Renee winds up saying to Barbara, saying that Jim is bad, and you get to see a pretty intense scene between those two. And there's more mention of Arkham Asylum. Something's going on there because you get to see an interaction with Fish Mooney, and you get to see Don Falcone and talk about Arkham and things like that. So something going on with Arkham. Not exactly sure what's happening yet. And yeah, so I thought, this episode was really good. I think one of the best episodes, or one of the best episodes so far to this point. The best scene, though, however, and this is a spoiler, was the ending where the Penguin shows up at Commissioner Gordon's door. And he's all dressed up, and he's got money, and a little bit of money and stuff like that. But before that, we see a real touching scene between Barbara and Jim. Talking about how corrupt Gotham really is. And I thought that was a really touching scene, and you can see that those two really connect with each other in the show, and I thought it was great chemistry there. So, and again, with that cliffhanger, it was awesome. So, yeah, this episode was really good. I'm going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I think the one thing that I just couldn't take seriously was some Balloon Man, but nevertheless, it was a good episode. I love seeing the continuation of Cobblepot's rise. I like seeing Don Falcone in here. These characters are starting to really grow on me. So, again, we're going to see where this show goes. This mention with Arkham, I don't know, Arkham Asylum, are we going to see more heavy hitter villains in here? I don't know, but this was a great episode, guys, and I want to get you guys' feedback on this particular episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. What was your favorite part? Who's your favorite character so far in the show? Is it the Penguin? Is it Bullock? Is it Gordon? Again, leave me all your comments. Looking forward to this. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this series and my opinions of the show and my thought process of the show. And guys, as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. This is Avenger Gotham Talk. So take care, fans. See you soon. Bye.